Missed an episode of your favorite podcast? Choose from over a decade of content in our archives, not just the latest episode. All free at GCNlive.com.
To trade metals privately. 1-800-686-2237.
Friends, greetings and welcome to The Bright Side, your nutritional program dedicated to the understanding of the vast world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. I'm your host, Pharmacist Ben, nutritional pharmacist from Boulder, Colorado, registered pharmacist number 12275. I specialize in using nutritional supplements where other healthcare practitioners use toxic pharmaceutical drugs and often deadly medical procedures. If you suspect that there are natural nutritional roads to your vitality and health and well-being and to addressing your health challenges, whatever they may be, but you don't know where to begin, you have come to the right place. As you listen to The Bright Side every day, you are more and more in control of your body, you are more and more knowledgeable, and you know you can overcome any health issue. That's why we're here every day on The Bright Side, helping clear up the sometimes confusing world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. Over the last 29 years of practicing pharmacy, I've seen drug-free recoveries from diabetes and hypertension and obesity and skin diseases like psoriasis, eczema, rosacea, acne, digestive ailments, autoimmune issues of all kinds. Recoveries that by the standards of modern medicine can only be called a miracle, but what is in the world of the body, what is in the world of biology, standard operating procedure, because the human biological system is a healing system or a regenerating system. It is designed divinely to heal and renew itself on a moment-to-moment basis, and while some folks may call that healing, renewing, regenerating system a miracle, it really is no miracle at all. It is simply the way the body works. If you have questions about health or nutrition or prescription drugs, we want to hear from you. We welcome your phone calls on The Bright Side. Let us help you change your life today. Let us help you change the lives of loved ones, family members, workmates today as well. If you want to get off your meds and get on a good nutritional supplement program, if you have questions about the longevity products, 844-236-6010 is our number. If you've read something, heard something, somebody told you something about ingredients or nutrients or vitamins or minerals or a health challenge and you want clarification, we are here for you. 844-236-6010 is our number today and every day on The Bright Side. If you want to purchase any of the longevity products you hear advertised on the program or sign up and join the Bright Side Ben team, please call the phone team at 866-735-2470. That's 866-735-2470. You can also head over to brightsideben.com, brightsideben.com, and purchase products right off the website or sign up to join the Brightside Ben Brightside Ben team right off the website, brightsideben.com. Also want to encourage you to check out my blog, pharmacistben.com. Thank you to Robert Lundgren, my webmaster, who does such a fine job with that. Also, criticalhealthnews.com, my new blog with George Norrie. And if you're interested in any of the new Truth treatment products, my Truth Skin Health products, retinol gel, 5% retinol, you guys. That's a lot of retinol, along with 25% vitamin C. All my Truth formulations are made without preservatives, without fillers, without wax, without oil. You can find out all about them at truthtreatments.com, truthtreatments.com. Okay, speaking of skin, we've been talking about the skin for now a couple of months. We're going to continue talking about it, but not just skin in and of itself. Skin is representative of the entire body. The skin turns over fast. Every 4 to 8 weeks, you've got new skin cells. So the skin's kind of a representative structure in the body. We could easily use the bones or the muscles or the pancreas or the liver as representative, but because the skin turns over so fast, it makes a perfect iconic structure, a microcosm, if you will, of the entire body. With the skin, as with everything else in the body, as with all other health issues in the body, whatever your health condition is, whatever your health challenge is, all disease is cell disease. All disease is cell disease. We say that so many times. We'll continue saying that. That's such an important idea when it comes to health. The modern medical model treats the stuff, not the cells. Your body's made up of cells and stuff. Cells and then the stuff that the cells make. That's your entire body. Cells and stuff. I use the analogy of raisin bread. Not the best analogy in the world, but it kind of gives you a picture of what I mean when I say cells and stuff. Raisins and bread. Cells and stuff. You got cells and the cells make the stuff, and that's the body. If you got a health problem, you got a cell problem, not a stuff problem. The stuff comes out of the cells, and the way to take care of your health issues is to work on the cells. Why don't we know this? Why doesn't medicine tell us this? Why isn't anybody making this distinction? Because medicine can't do anything at the level of a cell. It's true about the whole body, and it's true about the skin. All skin issues, like all health issues, are cell issues. All skin issues are skin cell issues. Vitiligo, white patches that people get on their arms or on their body. That's a pigment cell issue. Eczema is a skin barrier issue. Psoriasis is a skin cell issue, an immune cell issue. Cancer even is a skin cell issue, or sometimes a pigment cell issue in the case of melanoma. If you have acne, you've got a sebum cell issue or skin cell issue. They're all cells. It's all about the cell. Medicine's not going to tell you that because they can't do anything about the cell. We lose at the health game because we don't look at the body as it truly is, which is a cellular system, cells and stuff. We see the body clinically through the perspective of organs and tissues. And organs and tissues, whether you're talking about a gland or you're talking about a structure like the lungs or the spleen or any part of the skin, these systems only break down after the cells break down. The organ breakdown and the tissue breakdown or the organ disease or the tissue disease is a manifestation of a sick cell or a bunch of sick cells. And no one tells us this. We are led to believe, perhaps unwittingly, perhaps unthoughtfully, by medical professionals that should know better, that our health challenges are clinical challenges. That is, they're symptomatic challenges. That is, they're about numbers, they're about metrics, they're about testing. That's why when you go to the doctor, you get tested. We treat numbers, we treat metrics, we lower test scores. Nobody does anything about healing a cell because it's not a medical issue. The only thing a medical issue can do, the only thing a medical professional can do, I should say, is lower your test scores. But that's got nothing to do with making a cell healthy. Lowering your cholesterol numbers isn't going to change your circulatory cells. Changing your TSH number isn't going to change the health of your thyroid cells. You can't modify a cell by modifying a diagnostic, by modifying a metric. That's all that happens when you go to a doctor's office for a chronic condition is you're going to get tested for you're going to get test scores. Nobody's going to think about the cells because the cell doesn't listen to the medical model. Unless the medical model poisons it, and that's the only thing the medical model can do to a cell is poison it, shut it down, suppress it, inhibit it, block it. This is the thinking that allows these crazy medical treatments that are so absurd and so barbaric, they'd almost be comical if they weren't so tragic. This is how we lose our organs preventatively, just in case. They'll take your breasts or your uterus, just in case. This is how we allow our doctors to electrically cauterize our heart or chemically cauterize our thyroid or our heart or radiate us. They call it ablation. That means to destroy. And this is actually a medical treatment. You'll go to your cardiologist. He'll say, oh, you got an arrhythmia? Your heart's moving too fast? He's not going to say, well, why is your heart cell so freaked out that it can't conduct electricity the way it's supposed to? Your doctor's not going to say that. He doesn't even know about that. He's going to say, let's burn the heart to get it back into rhythm. Not let's figure out why is the cell so unhealthy that it's not conducting electricity correctly. He'll say, let's burn the heart. Or he'll say, instead of, why is the thyroid cell so unhealthy? It's not producing the thyroid hormone. Why is it not getting what it needs so it can't produce thyroxine, T4, T3, thyroid hormone? He'll say, let's poison the thyroid to force it to make more iodine or force it to make more thyroid hormone. Or if it's moving too fast, he's not going to say, why is the thyroid cell so freaked out that it can't do its business correctly, that it's hyperactive? That's called hyperthyroidism. He'll say, let's radiate the thyroid. Let's take it out, God forbid. That's what they'll say. Let's take out the thyroid. The medical model is not welcome at the level of a cell, but it doesn't matter because it's our business. The medical model wants to take our power away from us and put it in the hands of the authorities. Authority means somebody's writing your story. That's what an author does. He writes a story. An authority writes our story for us. A medical authority writes our health story for us. How does that sound? Does that sound good to anybody? To have some guy write your health story for you? That's what a medical authority does. This whole medical model takes the power away from the cell, away from us, and puts it in the hand of somebody with a white coat who's supposed to know better than we do. Guess what? Authorities are not welcome at the level of a cell. Authorities are not welcome at the level of a cell. The cell doesn't listen to authorities unless it gets poisoned. All right, got more to say here. We're going to talk about what we can do to help feed ourselves, to help nourish ourselves, to help sustain ourselves when we come back from our... All right, we're back on the bright side. Got Greg Birch from the Flavors radio program on KSCO in Santa Cruz coming up at the bottom of the hour. We're going to talk about food manufacturing, and we're going to talk about food processing. Greg is a chef and restaurant owner. He's been involved in the manufacturing business, and he's also the host of, as I say, with his wife, Marlene Birch, of the Flavors radio show on KSCO in Santa Cruz. We'll get to him here in the bottom of the hour. I was going to continue talking here about, I'm going to talk about things we can do for our skin, for dry skin. Dry skin, like all skin health issues, is a cell issue. And then I want to talk a little bit about, well, a couple really cool elements in the skin. One is my all-time favorite molecule in the body, something called hyaluronic acid. A lot of you guys have heard of hyaluronic acid. A lot of women have heard of hyaluronic acid because it's in fancy schmancy skincare products, which is kind of interesting. I've been using hyaluronic acid in my formulations for a long time, but there's a lot of misunderstandings about hyaluronic acid. There's a lot of misunderstandings about how to use it effectively topically, and there's a lot of non-understanding about hyaluronic acid when it comes to using hyaluronic acid supplements. Hyaluronic acid. We'll talk about that tomorrow. And then we'll talk about another really cool molecule in the skin, and this is a molecule that's associated with, whose deficiencies are associated with dry skin and eczema, and a molecule that's got some very interesting sun protection properties. Yes, it's a built-in sunscreen of sorts, as well as a built-in moisture factor. It's very cool stuff. We'll talk about that in the coming days as we continue discussing skin health on the bright side. Okay. We'll talk to Greg Birch at the bottom of the hour. Time to hit our phones. Rose in Virginia. What's going on? Welcome to the bright side, Rose.
Hi, Ben. God bless.
Good morning.
Thank you for all your kindness.
Sure.
We went to Whole Food. I hate to mention, because I'm not trying to discredit anybody.
That's okay.
I'm grateful to Whole Food too. I got, I'm trying to get this vitamin C that you mentioned.
Which one? For your skin or for...
They had, let me double check.
Is it for the skin or is it to take orally?
Orally.
Orally. So orally is not that difficult to get vitamin C. Just plain old ascorbic acid is good enough for most folks. Is that what you're thinking of?
Yeah, ascorbic, and what was the other thing that you said?
Was I talking about bioflavonoids, maybe?
Yeah,
is that what you're yes.
I got one. They only had one. I don't know why.
Don't go to Whole Foods. That's not a great selection. I like Whole Foods, especially if I'm traveling, but don't go there for your vitamins. Go to a good vitamin store, and not a GNC either. They're the worst. Find a good vitamin store, like an independently owned one. Here in Colorado, we got one called Vitamin Cottage. It's independently owned. You find them all over. You're in a big city in Virginia, I think, aren't you, Rose? Where do you guys live?
I live in Chantilly. That's in Fairfax County.
Yeah, you'll find a good vitamin store there. Just get ascorbic acid and then look for a bioflavonoid supplement. Just plain old bioflavonoids. Of course, if you want some super deluxe bioflavonoids, go to Brightside Health Products and get my Bergamax product. I think it's on sale if you buy 2 or 3 of them. And that's got some really neat bioflavonoids in there. But if you want just generic bioflavonoids, they're available all over. You can go on Amazon and get bioflavonoids. They're inexpensive and they're very easy to find. And if you take them with the vitamin C, they'll help your vitamin C. They'll help. So hang on a second, Rose. They'll help you absorb your vitamin C if you take them with the vitamin C. Go ahead. I'm sorry. What were you saying?
Oh, you mentioned that you had it in your company, this Bergamax?
Yes, Bergamax. Bergamax is special bergamot bioflavonoids that are found in the inner peel. Unlike all other bergamot products, our Bergamax uses bioflavonoids found in the inner rind part of the plant of the fruit, and that's really where a lot of activity is. You can find out all about that at brightsidehealthproducts.com. Bergamax. We've got some more products coming up at Brightside Health Products here in the coming weeks, and we'll have guests on to talk about that as well. I got to move on, Rose. Can you...
Let me ask you this last question.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, forgive me. Okay, I'm really lacking of vitamin C, and I think part of the issue that I'm suffering is that. Another thing, magnesium. I was doing some research, and it says that magnesium orotate and this is the type that I need that goes to your cells.
Magnesium orotate is definitely a good form of magnesium. Orotate, O-R-O-T-A-T-E. Colloidal magnesium is good. You'll find that in the Youngevity